Hey everyone, it's Helena here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to go over a full-length PMI-ACP exam. So we're going to go over some sample questions that you can expect to see on your upcoming Agile Certified Practitioner or ACP exam. So all of this training will be based on the Agile methodologies. If you do want to get your PMI-ACP certification, it's really essential that you do as many practice questions as possible before your actual exam, and this is what this tutorial is going to prepare you for. Now, after every single Agile question that you will see, you'll have about 5 to 10 seconds to respond to the question, and if you need a longer period of time than that, please just pause this video, think of the answer, and then you can check whether you got that answer correct or not. You can also download all of these practice questions below. The link is in the descriptions. Also, if you're new here, please make sure you like and subscribe. And the last thing I would say before we dive into questions is that to prepare for your upcoming exam, there are specific ways that PMI really likes to test the candidates, and it's not always really straightforward. So you can't just rely on your work experience or courses to prepare for your upcoming exam. You have to do as many of these practice questions as possible, and this entire tutorial is free, so make sure you watch the entirety and do all of the practice questions here. And with that being said, let's dive right into it. Question 1. What is the primary purpose of a burn-down chart in Agile project management? To track the number of features completed over time. B, to identify the team members with the highest productivity. C, to show the amount of work that has been completed versus the total work remaining. D, to prioritize the product backlog items. Correct answer: C, to show the amount of work that has been completed versus the total work remaining. Explanation: the primary purpose of a burn-down chart is to visually represent the amount of work that has been completed in comparison to the total work that remains in a sprint or project. It helps the team and stakeholders understand at a glance whether the project is on track to complete the planned work by the end of the sprint. Question 2. Which Agile ceremony is specifically designed for the team to inspect and adapt their process to improve their performance in future sprints? A, sprint planning. B, daily stand-up. C, sprint review. D, sprint retrospective. Correct answer: D, sprint retrospective. Explanation: the sprint retrospective is an Agile ceremony held at the end of each sprint where the team reflects on the past sprint to identify and plan ways to improve their process and performance in the upcoming sprints. Question 3. In Agile project management, a user story primarily serves what purpose? To define the project's budget. B, to provide a detailed step-by-step project plan. C, to describe a software feature from an end user's perspective. D, to outline the project's technical specifications. Correct answer: C, to describe a software feature from an end user's perspective. Explanation: a user story is a short, simple description of a feature written from the perspective of the end user or customer. It helps the team understand the value of the work from the user's point of view. Question 4. Which of the following best describes the role of the product owner in an Agile team? To manage the project's budget and resources. B, to facilitate the daily stand-ups and other Agile ceremonies. C, to ensure the development team adheres to Agile practices. D, to represent the stakeholders' interests and prioritize the product backlog. Correct answer: D, to represent the stakeholders' interests and prioritize the product backlog. Explanation: the product owner is responsible for maximizing the value of the product resulting from the work of the development team. They are the key stakeholder representing the business or user community and are responsible for prioritizing the product backlog. Question 5. What is the primary focus of Agile project management? A comprehensive documentation. D. Contract negotiation. C. Following a plan. D. Responding to change. Correct answer, D. Responding to change. Explanation. The primary focus of Agile project management is on responding to change over following a set plan. Agile methodologies value adaptability and flexibility, allowing teams to respond effectively to changes in customer requirements or project scope. Question 6. Which of the following is not a core value of the Agile Manifesto? A. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. B. Working software over comprehensive documentation. C. Following a plan over responding to change. D. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Correct answer, C. Following a plan over responding to change. Explanation. The Agile Manifesto values responding to change over following a plan. This value emphasizes the importance of being flexible and adaptable in the development process. Question 7. In the context of Scrum, what is the time box for a daily stand-up meeting? A 15 minutes, B 30 minutes, C 1 hour. D. As long as needed. Correct answer, of 15 minutes. Explanation. The daily stand-up is a short meeting for the development team to sync up on their progress and any obstacles they're facing. It is time-boxed to 15 minutes to keep it concise and focused. Question 8. What is the role of a Scrum Master in an Agile team? To provide assignments and task deadlines to the team members. B. To act as the team's spokesperson to stakeholders. C. To facilitate the team's adoption of Scrum and remove impediments. D. To prioritize the product backlog items. Correct answer, C. To facilitate the team's adoption of Scrum and remove impediments. Explanation. The Scrum Master serves as a facilitator for an Agile development team, helping the team members use the Scrum framework properly and removing any obstacles that may hinder the team's progress. Question 9. What is the purpose of the definition of done in Agile methodologies? To specify the time at which all meetings should be scheduled. B. To outline the necessary steps for product release. C. To define what it means for a task or feature to be completed. D. To detail the responsibilities of the product owner. Correct answer. C. To define what it means for a task or feature to be completed. Explanation. The definition of done is a clear and concise list of criteria that a product or product increment must meet to be considered complete. It ensures transparency and quality in the deliverables. Question 10. What is the primary benefit of maintaining a product backlog in Agile project management? A. To track the team's vacation days. B. To ensure that work is assigned to the most skilled team members. C. To provide a centralized list of tasks and features that need to be worked on. D. To maintain a record of completed tasks for billing purposes. Correct answer, C. To provide a centralized list of tasks and features that need to be worked on. Explanation. The product backlog is a prioritized list of work for the development team that is derived from the roadmap and its requirements. It provides a central overview of what needs to be done to advance the project. Question 11. Which Agile framework emphasizes on maximizing the flow of value through a value stream? A. Scrum. B. Kanban. C. Extreme Programming XP. D. Lean Software Development. Correct answer, D. Lean Software Development. Explanation. Lean software development focuses on the continuous flow of value to the customer, emphasizing the concept of a value stream to identify and eliminate anything that does not contribute value to the end product. Question 12. In Extreme Programming XP, what practice involves writing automated tests before the actual code? A refactoring. B. Pair programming. C. Test-driven development, TDD. D. Continuous integration. Correct answer, C. Test-driven development, TDD. Explanation: Test-driven development, TDD, is a software development approach in which tests are written before the code that needs to be tested. The code is then developed to pass the tests, ensuring that the software is built with testing in mind from the start. Question 13. What is the primary goal of the sprint review meeting in Scrum? To plan the next sprint. B. To demonstrate the work completed during the sprint. C. To reflect on the past sprint and identify improvements. D. To assign tasks for the upcoming sprint. Correct answer, B. To demonstrate the work completed during the sprint. Explanation: The primary goal of the sprint review is to inspect the increment and adapt the product backlog if needed. During the meeting, the Scrum team and stakeholders review what was accomplished during the sprint and discuss what could be done in the next sprint. Question 14. In Agile methodologies, what is the significance of a cross-functional team? A team that functions across different time zones. B. A team composed of members with varying levels of expertise and experience. C. A team that includes members from different departments within the organization. D. A team where members possess a variety of skills necessary to complete the project without depending on others not part of the team. Correct answer, D. A team where members possess a variety of skills necessary to complete the project without depending on others not part of the team. Explanation: A cross-functional team in Agile is one where each member has different skills and expertise, enabling the team to complete the project from start to finish without depending on individuals outside the team. Question 15. In Kanban, what does a WIP limit refer to? The limit on the number of work items allowed in each phase of workflow. B. The time limit for completing each work item. C. The size limit for work items entering the workflow. D. The limit on the number of team members involved in the project. Correct answer, the limit on the number of work items allowed in each phase of workflow. Explanation: WIP limit or work in progress limit in Kanban is a strategy to prevent overloading the team by limiting the number of tasks in a given state. It helps maintain a balanced and efficient workflow. Question 16. What is the primary role of the product owner during the sprint planning meeting in Scrum? To facilitate the meeting. B. To define the sprint goals and select backlog items for the sprint. C. To assign tasks to team members. D. To review and approve the sprint plan. Correct answer, B. To define the sprint goals and select backlog items for the sprint. Explanation: During the sprint planning meeting, the product owner's role is to clarify the details of the product backlog items and their acceptance criteria, and to work with the team to select the items for the upcoming sprint based on the sprint goal. Question 17. What Agile principle emphasizes the importance of delivering working software frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, with a preference to the shorter timescale? A simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done, is essential. B. At regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective, then tunes and adjusts its behavior accordingly. C. Working software is the primary measure of progress. D. Deliver working software frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, with the preference to the shorter timescale? Correct answer. D. Deliver working software frequently from a couple of weeks to a couple of months with a preference to the shorter timescale. Explanation. This principle underscores the value of getting feedback early and often by delivering functional software at a regular, rapid pace, enabling teams to adjust to changes more fluidly. Question 18. In the context of Scrum, what is a spike? A sudden increase in team velocity. B. A type of retrospective meeting. C. An experimental task to gather information or answer a question. D. A high priority feature that needs to be developed first. Correct answer. C. An experimental task to gather information or answer a question. Explanation. A spike is a task aimed at answering a question or gathering information rather than at producing shippable product. It allows teams to explore uncertainties and reduce risks. Question 19. Which of the following best represents the concept of minimum viable product MVP in Agile? The simplest version of a product that can be released with a minimal budget. Be a product with the minimum features necessary for it to be deployed and used by customers. See the first version of a product that includes all planned features and functionalities. D. A prototype that is used for internal testing only. Correct answer. Be a product with the minimum features necessary for it to be deployed and used by customers. Explanation. The MVP is the version of a new product that allows a team to collect the maximum amount of validated learning about customers with the least effort. It has just enough features to satisfy early customers and provide feedback for future product development. Question 20. What does the term velocity refer to in agile methodologies? A. The speed at which the product owner creates new user stories. B. The rate at which a team burns through its backlog. C. The frequency of changes to the product backlog. D. The duration of the sprint. Correct answer. B. The rate at which a team burns through its backlog. Explanation. In Agile, velocity is a measure of the amount of work a team can complete during a single sprint and is used to plan future sprints more accurately. It's a helpful metric for understanding a team's efficiency over time. Question 21. Which of the following best describes a feature team in Agile methodologies? A team that works on only one feature at a time but across multiple products. Be a team that is specialized in a single function or technology. See a team that consists of members who each possess a single specialized skill. D. A team that can handle multiple features across the product, covering various disciplines. Correct answer. D. A team that can handle multiple features across the product, covering various disciplines. Explanation. A feature team is a cross functional and cross component team that can pull items from the product backlog and complete them from start to finish, encompassing all necessary disciplines. Question 22. In Agile, what is the purpose of a story point? A. To estimate the cost of a user story. B. To determine the priority of a user story. C. To estimate the effort required to complete a user story. D. To measure the quality of a user story. Correct answer. C. To estimate the effort required to complete a user story. Explanation. Story points in Agile are a unit of measure for expressing the overall effort required to fully implement a user story. They are used to estimate the workload and complexity, not the specific time duration. Question 23. Which Agile meeting involves stakeholders and team members discussing the upcoming work and its impact on the project? A iteration review. B. Iteration planning. C. Release planning. D. Backlog grooming. Correct answer, C. Release planning. Explanation. Release planning is a high-level meeting involving the team and stakeholders to discuss the work that is expected to be completed over the upcoming releases, providing a broader view of the project's direction and priorities. Question 24. What does the INVEST acronym stand for in the context of creating effective user stories in Agile? Independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, scalable, testable. B. Immediate, necessary, valuable, estimable, sized appropriately, testable. C. Independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, testable. Okay. Independent, negotiable, verifiable, estimable, sustainable, testable. Correct answer, C. Independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, testable. Explanation. INVEST stands for independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, and testable. These are criteria to help ensure that user stories are well formed and actionable. Each story should be self contained, open to discussion, deliverable, estimable in terms of effort, small enough to be manageable, and testable. Question 25. What is the primary goal of the backlog refinement meeting in Scrum? A. To assign tasks to team members for the next sprint. B. To review and adjust the sprint goal. C. To update the Scrum board with completed tasks. D. To clarify and estimate backlog items for future sprints. Correct answer, D. To clarify and estimate backlog items for future sprints. Explanation. Backlog refinement, also known as backlog grooming, is a meeting where the product owner and the development team review the backlog items to ensure clarity and understanding and to estimate the effort required for future sprints. Question 26. Which term describes an agile project management technique where two team members work together at one workstation? A. Mob programming. B. Dual tasking. C. Pair programming. D. Team coding. Correct answer, C. Pair programming. Explanation. Pair programming is an agile software development technique where two programmers work together at one workstation. One writes the code while the other reviews each line of code as it is typed in. The roles switch frequently. Question 27. In Agile, what is the purpose of the definition of ready? To ensure all team members are prepared for the sprint. B. To define the criteria that must be met for a user story to be included in a sprint. C. To confirm that the sprint goals have been met. D. To establish the readiness of the team to release the product. Correct answer. B. To define the criteria that must be met for a user story to be included in a sprint. Explanation. The definition of ready sets the criteria that a user story must meet before it can be selected for inclusion in a sprint backlog. This ensures that the story is well understood and actionable. Question 28. What agile practice involves breaking down the project into small incremental builds and presenting them to the client every few weeks? A. Continuous deployment. B. Iterative development. C. Progressive elaboration. D. Incremental delivery. Correct answer, B. Iterative development. Explanation. Iterative development is an agile practice where the project is built in small segments, with each segment building upon the previous one. These increments are presented to the client for feedback, allowing for adjustments along the way. Question 29. What is the primary role of a Scrum of Scrums meeting in large agile projects? A. To address and resolve inter-team conflicts. B. To coordinate and synchronize the work of multiple Scrum teams. C. To plan the product release schedule. D. To provide a status update to stakeholders. Correct answer: B. To coordinate and synchronize the work of multiple Scrum teams. Explanation: in large projects involving multiple Scrum teams, the Scrum of Scrums meeting serves as a coordination mechanism. Representatives from each team meet to discuss their progress, impediments, and plans to ensure alignment and integration across teams. Question 30. In Agile, what is the primary benefit of maintaining a pull system for task completion? A. It ensures that tasks are assigned based on seniority. B. It allows team members to choose tasks based on their skills and interests. C. It automatically prioritizes tasks based on their complexity. D. It prevents team members from being overloaded with tasks. Correct answer: D. It prevents team members from being overloaded with tasks. Explanation: a pull system in Agile allows team members to pull work from a backlog when they are ready to take on new tasks rather than having tasks pushed onto them. This helps to prevent overloading team members and promotes efficient workflow management. Question 31. What is the primary objective of value stream mapping in Agile? To track the financial value of each feature. F, to outline the steps required to deliver a product feature from conception to delivery. C, to map the personal values of team members to the project goals. D, to prioritize features based on their market value. Correct answer: B, to outline the steps required to deliver a product feature from conception to delivery. Explanation: value stream mapping in Agile is a visual tool designed to illustrate, analyze, and improve the steps required to deliver a product feature or project outcome from start to finish, focusing on value delivery and waste elimination. Question 32. In the context of Agile, what does the term potentially shippable increment refer to? A portion of the project that could be delivered to the customer if needed. B, a completed feature that is ready for internal review. C, an increment that has potential but is not yet complete. D, a project milestone that indicates potential for future development. Correct answer: a portion of the project that could be delivered to the customer if needed. Explanation: in Agile, a potentially shippable increment refers to a segment of the project that has been completed to the extent that it could be released to the customer, even if not all features are complete. It underscores the Agile focus on continuous delivery of valuable software. Question 33. What is the primary role of a service request in Kanban? A, to request a change in the project scope. B, to signal the need for a new work item to start. C, to request additional resources for the team. D, to document a service level agreement violation. Correct answer: B, to signal the need for a new work item to start. Explanation: in Kanban, a service request is typically used to indicate that there is capacity for a new work item to begin, aligning with the pull-based nature of Kanban, where new tasks are started based on the team's current capacity and work in progress limits. Question 34. In Agile, what is a parking lot used for during meetings? To park unresolved issues that are off topic but important. B, to allocate parking spaces for team members. C, to list completed tasks. D, to schedule future meetings. Correct answer: to park unresolved issues that are off topic but important. Explanation: In agile meetings, a parking lot is a space, often metaphorical, or a section on a whiteboard or document where off topic but important issues are noted. These issues are parked for later discussion so that the current meeting can remain focused on its agenda. Question 35. What does the term epic refer to in agile methodologies? A particularly challenging task. B. A large user story that needs to be broken down into smaller stories. C. An extraordinary team achievement. D. A long-term project goal. Correct answer: B. A large user story that needs to be broken down into smaller stories. Explanation: in Agile, an epic is a large user story that is too big to be completed in a single iteration and needs to be broken down into more manageable, smaller user stories for implementation. Question 36. How does the Agile principle, simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential, benefit project management? By reducing the time spent on non essential tasks, focusing efforts on what truly adds value. B. By eliminating the need for documentation. C. By reducing the number of team members required for a project. D. By shortening the project timeline arbitrarily. Correct answer: by reducing the time spent on non essential tasks, focusing efforts on what truly adds value. Explanation: this agile principle emphasizes the importance of focusing on essential tasks that provide value and avoiding unnecessary work. It promotes efficiency and productivity by ensuring that the team's efforts are concentrated on impactful activities. Question 37. What is the benefit of using information radiators in an agile workspace? To enhance the aesthetic appeal of the workspace. B. To increase the transparency of information and make it accessible to all team members. C. To radiate the team's success stories to other departments. D. To improve the physical comfort of the workspace. Correct answer: B. To increase the transparency of information and make it accessible to all team members. Explanation: information radiators are visual displays placed in a prominent location in the workspace to provide team members and stakeholders with easy access to important information, such as progress, metrics, and updates, thereby enhancing transparency and communication. Question 38. In Agile, what is the purpose of the Three Amigos meeting? To facilitate a meeting between the three most senior team members. B. To discuss and align on the perspectives of business, development, and testing for a user story. C. To resolve conflicts among team members. D. To decide on the three most important features to develop next. Correct answer: B. To discuss and align on the perspectives of business, development, and testing for a user story. Explanation: the Three Amigos refers to a collaboration strategy in Agile involving representatives from business, usually the product owner, development, and testing. They meet to discuss and review user stories to ensure a shared understanding and to address potential issues early. Question 39. How does a risk burn down chart help an agile team? By tracking the number of risks identified over time. B. By showing the total remaining risk exposure over the course of the project. C. By illustrating the increase in project risks over time. D. By determining the financial impact of identified risks. Correct answer: B. By showing the total remaining risk exposure over the course of the project. Explanation: a risk burn down chart is used to visualize the reduction of risk over time in an agile project. It helps the team track and manage risks effectively, showing how the risk exposure decreases as risks are mitigated throughout the project lifecycle. Question 40. What is the agile practice of swarming? When the team focuses on a single task or story until it's completed. B. When multiple teams work on the same project simultaneously. C. When external stakeholders join the team to provide feedback. D. When the team divides into smaller groups to tackle various tasks. Correct answer. When the team focuses on a single task or story until it's completed. Explanation. Swarming is an agile practice where the whole team focuses on completing a single task or user story before moving on to the next. This approach encourages collaboration and can help overcome challenging obstacles more efficiently by concentrating collective efforts. Question 41. What does the term lean software development primarily focus on? A. Increasing the number of software features. B. Maximizing the team's working hours. C. Eliminating waste and improving efficiency. D. Expanding the software development team. Correct answer. C. Eliminating waste and improving efficiency. Explanation. Lean software development is an agile methodology that focuses on minimizing waste, non-value adding activities, and maximizing value to the customer, thereby improving the efficiency of the software development process. Question 42. In agile project management, what is a user persona? A detailed description of a user's personal preferences and habits. B. A fictional character created to represent a user type that might use a service, product, site, or brand in a similar way. C. A security protocol to ensure user data is protected. D. A user interface design for personalizing user experience. Correct answer. B. A fictional character created to represent a user type that might use a service, product, site, or brand in a similar way. Explanation. User personas are fictional characters created to represent the different user types within a targeted demographic, attitude, and/or behavior set that might use a product or service in a similar way, helping teams understand user needs and motivations. Question 43. Which of the following best describes the cone of uncertainty in agile project management? A model that shows how uncertainty diminishes over time in a project. B. A strategy for dealing with conflicts within the team. C. A tool for measuring the reliability of the project's progress. D. A method for determining the final project cost. Correct answer. The model that shows how uncertainty diminishes over time in a project. Explanation. The cone of uncertainty is a model used in agile project management to describe the evolution of the amount of uncertainty during a project. It illustrates that uncertainty is highest at the beginning of a project and diminishes over time as more is learned and decisions are made. Question 44. In Agile, what is the purpose of a cumulative flow diagram? A. To track the team's cumulative knowledge over time. B. To show the progress of work items through various stages of development. C. To visualize the cumulative budget over the course of the project. D. To illustrate the flow of communication within the team. Correct answer. B. To show the progress of work items through various stages of development. Explanation. A cumulative flow diagram is a visual tool used in agile project management to show the number of work items in each stage of the development process over time, helping to identify bottlenecks and understand workflow patterns. Question 45. How does cost of change influence agile projects? A. It determines the project's budget. B. It is inversely proportional to the time spent on the project. C. It increases as the project progresses and changes are made later in the life cycle. D. It is fixed throughout the project life cycle. Correct answer. C. It increases as the project progresses and changes are made later in the life cycle. Explanation. In agile projects, the cost of change is recognized to increase as the project progresses. Agile methodologies aim to accommodate changes early in the project when the cost of making those changes is lower, emphasizing early and continuous delivery of valuable software. Question 46. What role does the sprint goal serve in Scrum? A. It outlines the specific tasks each team member must complete during the sprint. B. It acts as a binding contract between the development team and the product owner. C. It provides a cohesive objective that guides the team's work during the sprint. D. It sets the minimum number of story points the team must achieve in the sprint. Correct answer. C. It provides a cohesive objective that guides the team's work during the sprint. Explanation. The sprint goal in Scrum is an objective set for the sprint that is achievable through the implementation of product backlog items. It gives the team a shared target for the sprint, ensuring that there is a focus on delivering coherent functionality. Question 47. In Agile, what does the term big room planning refer to? A. Large physical space where the development team works. B. A strategy session where senior management plans the company's direction. C. An event where multiple teams synchronize and plan their work for an upcoming period. D. The process of planning a major product release that will take several years to complete. Correct answer. See an event where multiple teams synchronize and plan their work for an upcoming period. Explanation. Big Room Planning, also known as PI Program Increment Planning, is an event in safe scaled Agile framework where multiple teams within an Agile release train come together to synchronize and plan their work for the next program increment, typically 8-12 weeks. Question 48. Which Agile metric measures the team's progress by comparing the amount of work done to the total amount of work? A. Velocity. B. Burn down chart. C. Lead time. D. Throughput. Correct answer. B. Burn down chart. Explanation. A burn down chart is an Agile metric that shows the amount of work that has been completed in a sprint and the total work remaining. It helps teams visualize their progress and pace in real time, adjusting their efforts if necessary to meet the sprint goal. Question 49. What is the primary focus of Agile Release Train Art in the Scaled Agile Framework SAFe? Ensuring that each train arrives at its destination on time. E. Coordinating the delivery of value through multiple teams working on the same solution. C. Training new team members in agile methodologies. D. Releasing software updates at regular intervals. Correct answer. B. Coordinating the delivery of value through multiple teams working on the same solution. Explanation. In SAFe, an Agile Release Train ART is a long-lived team of Agile teams which, along with other stakeholders, develops and delivers solutions incrementally using a series of fixed-length iterations within a program increment. Question 50. In Agile, what is meant by pair coaching? Two coaches working with two different teams. B. A single coach working with a pair of team members. C. Two coaches collaborating to mentor a single team. D. A pair of team members coaching each other. Correct answer. C. Two coaches collaborating to mentor a single team. Explanation. Pair coaching in Agile refers to the practice where two Agile coaches work together to coach a single team, combining their skills and perspectives to provide more effective guidance and support, fostering team development and performance. Question 51. In Agile, what is the primary function of a release burn down chart? A. To track the progress of a single sprint. B. To show the amount of work left to do to complete the project. C. To monitor the quality of the product over time. D. To display the individual productivity of team members. Correct answer: B. To show the amount of work left to do to complete the project. Explanation: a release burn down chart in Agile project management is used to track the remaining work across all sprints in a release. It provides a visual representation of the progress toward completing the work that was planned for the release. Question 52. Which of the following best defines refactoring in the context of Agile software development? A. Adding new features to the software without changing its external behavior. B. Changing the software's functionality to meet new business requirements. C. Restructuring existing code without changing its external behavior to improve non-functional attributes. D. Rewriting the entire codebase for a software product. Correct answer: C. Restructuring existing code without changing its external behavior to improve non-functional attributes. Explanation: refactoring is the process of restructuring existing computer code without changing its external behavior. It's aimed at improving the non-functional attributes of the software, enhancing code readability, reducing complexity, and facilitating easier maintenance. Question 53. What does the term time boxing refer to in Agile methodologies? A. Assigning specific time slots for working on certain tasks. B. Limiting the time spent on meetings. C. Allocating a fixed duration for each phase of the project. D. Setting a maximum time limit for a task or activity to ensure progress. Correct answer: D. Setting a maximum time limit for a task or activity to ensure progress. Explanation: time boxing in Agile is the practice of fixing a set amount of time for an activity or task, after which the team moves on to the next item on the agenda. It helps ensure that the team maintains focus and progresses efficiently by preventing tasks from dragging on indefinitely. Question 54. In Agile, what is a product roadmap? A detailed step-by-step plan for product development. B. A high-level visual summary that maps out the vision and direction of the product over time. C. A chronological list of product defects. D. A record of all product releases and updates. Correct answer: B. A high-level visual summary that maps out the vision and direction of the product over time. Explanation: a product roadmap in Agile is a high-level strategic document that outlines the vision, direction, priorities, and progress of a product over time. It helps stakeholders understand where the product is headed and the steps that will be taken to get there. Question 55. How does the concept of continuous improvement manifest in Agile practices? A. By frequently releasing new product versions. B. Through regular and systematic reflection and adaptation of processes. C. By continuously hiring new team members. D. Through the constant addition of new features to the product backlog. Correct answer: B. Through regular and systematic reflection and adaptation of processes. Explanation: continuous improvement in Agile involves regular reflection on the team's processes and performance, often through ceremonies like retrospectives, with the goal of identifying ways to improve efficiency, effectiveness, and quality in future iterations. Question 56. What is the purpose of acceptance criteria for a user story in Agile? To define the budget for implementing the user story. B. To provide a detailed implementation plan for the user story. C. To specify the conditions under which a user story is considered complete and acceptable. D. To prioritize the user story within the product backlog. Correct answer: C. To specify the conditions under which a user story is considered complete and acceptable. Explanation: acceptance criteria are the conditions that a software product must meet to be accepted by a user, customer, or other stakeholders. They are essential for user stories as they clearly define the scope and the requirements necessary for the story to be considered complete. Question 57. In Agile, what is the significance of a daily Scrum meeting? A. To review and plan the work for the entire sprint. B. To provide a status update to stakeholders. C. For team members to update each other on what they did the previous day, what they plan to do today, and any impediments they're facing. D. To refine and prioritize the product backlog. Correct answer: C. For team members to update each other on what they did the previous day, what they plan to do today, and any impediments they're facing. Explanation: the daily scrum is a short, daily meeting often stand up for the development team to synchronize activities and create a plan for the next 24 hours. It focuses on progress made since the last meeting, the day's work plan, and any obstacles that could impede progress. Question 58. What does a task board in Agile typically display? A financial information related to the project. B. The project's Gantt chart. C. High-level strategic goals for the project. D. Current tasks, their status, and who is responsible for them. Correct answer: D. Current tasks, their status, and who is responsible for them. Explanation: a task board in Agile project management visually displays the work and progress of the team, typically showing tasks, their status, e.g., to do, in progress, done, and assignments. It provides a transparent overview of work and helps with coordination and planning. Question 59. In Agile, what is meant by the term work in progress WIP? The tasks that have been completed but not yet approved. B. The total number of tasks in the product backlog. C. The tasks that are currently being worked on by the team. D. Future tasks that have been identified but not yet started. Correct answer: C. The tasks that are currently being worked on by the team. Explanation: work in progress WIP in Agile refers to the tasks that are actively being worked on by the team. Limiting WIP is a key principle in Kanban and other Agile methodologies to ensure focus, efficiency, and to prevent bottlenecks. Question 60. Which of the following best describes velocity in an Agile context? The speed at which individual team members complete their assigned tasks. B. The rate at which a team completes work, often measured in story points or tasks per iteration. C. The pace at which new team members are onboarded. D. The speed of stakeholder decision making. Correct answer: B. The rate at which a team completes work, often measured in story points or tasks per iteration. Explanation: velocity in Agile is a measure used to estimate the amount of work a team can tackle during a single sprint or iteration. It's often calculated based on the number of user stories or story points completed in previous sprints and helps in planning future sprints. Question 61. What Agile practice involves breaking down a task until it can be completed within one iteration, often referred to as vertical slicing. A. Task segmentation. B. Iteration decomposition. C. User story splitting. D. Incremental development. Correct answer, C. User story splitting. Explanation: user story splitting involves breaking down user stories into smaller, more manageable pieces that can be completed within a single iteration. This practice ensures that the team delivers value continuously by focusing on smaller, testable, and deliverable parts of a larger feature. Question 62. In Agile, what is a common approach for handling technical debt? A. Accumulating it until the end of the project and then addressing it. B. Addressing it immediately as it is identified. C. Scheduling regular iterations solely for technical debt resolution. D. Integrating technical debt resolution into regular development sprints. Correct answer: D. Integrating technical debt resolution into regular development sprints. Explanation: a common approach for handling technical debt in Agile is to integrate its resolution into regular development sprints. This allows teams to continuously improve the code base while delivering new features, preventing the accumulation of debt that could hinder future development. Question 63. Which metric in Agile focuses on measuring the value delivered to the customer and is often used to gauge the effectiveness of the Agile team's output? A Net Promoter Score (NPS). B. Customer Satisfaction (CSAT). C. Business Value Delivered. D. Return on Investment (ROI). Correct answer: C. Business Value Delivered. Explanation: business value delivered is an Agile metric that focuses on the value delivered to the customer or business. It helps teams prioritize work based on the value it brings and assess the effectiveness of their efforts in terms of real-world impact and benefit to stakeholders. Question 64. In the context of Agile, what does feature toggling refer to? A switching between different project features during development. B. A method for progressively enabling features in the software without deploying new code. C. Toggling the priority of features in the product backlog. D. Alternating between feature development and bug fixes. Correct answer: B. A method for progressively enabling features in the software without deploying new code. Explanation: feature toggling refers to the practice of integrating a feature into the software, but keeping it hidden or disabled until it's ready to be released. This allows for features to be developed and tested in the production environment without being visible to end users until they are fully ready. Question 65. What does the law of the lid imply in the context of Agile leadership? A. The team's productivity is capped by the least productive member. B. The growth potential of a team is limited by its leadership's ability. C. There is a maximum number of members an Agile team can have before it becomes inefficient. D. There is a limit to how many tasks a team can handle in a single iteration. Correct answer: B. The growth potential of a team is limited by its leadership's ability. Explanation: the law of the lid in leadership suggests that the capacity and potential of a team are limited by the capability of its leadership. In Agile, this implies that a team's ability to innovate, adapt, and deliver value is constrained by the skills and qualities of its leaders. Question 66. In Agile, what does Shu Ha Rai represent? A framework for scaling Agile practices across multiple teams. B. The stages of mastery in learning and applying Agile principles. C. A technique for resolving conflicts within Agile teams. D. A method for prioritizing user stories in the product backlog. Correct answer: B. The stages of mastery in learning and applying Agile principles. Explanation: Shu Ha Rai is a concept borrowed from martial arts and applied to Agile to describe the stages of learning and mastering a discipline. Shu is following the rules, Ha is breaking the rules, and Rai is transcending the rules. In Agile, it describes the journey of learning and mastering Agile practices and principles. Question 67. Which of the following best describes the pirate metrics model in the context of Agile product development? A model focusing on project budgeting and financial forecasting. B, a framework for measuring and improving user acquisition, retention, and revenue. C, a technique for assessing the risk level of Agile projects. D, a method for determining the optimal size of an Agile team. Correct answer: be a framework for measuring and improving user acquisition, retention, and revenue. Explanation: Pirate metrics, also known as our metrics, stands for acquisition, activation, retention, referral, and revenue. It's a framework used in Agile product development to focus on key aspects of user engagement and business success. Question 68. In Agile, what is the primary purpose of spikes? A, to address technical debt. B, to conduct research or explore solutions to a specific problem or question. C, to accelerate the development of a critical feature. D, to test the feasibility of a proposed project. Correct answer: B, to conduct research or explore solutions to a specific problem or question. Explanation: Spikes in Agile are time boxed activities aimed at researching or exploring solutions to specific problems or questions. They are used to gain the knowledge necessary to reduce the risk of a technical approach, better understand a requirement, or increase the reliability of a story estimate. Question 69. How does mob programming differ from pair programming in Agile methodologies? Mob programming involves the entire team working on the same task, while pair programming involves only two team members. Mob programming is a form of pair programming with more than two participants. Mob programming is used only during the planning phase, while pair programming is used during the execution phase. Mob programming focuses on problem solving, while pair programming focuses on coding. Correct answer: a mob programming involves the entire team working on the same task, while pair programming involves only two team members. Explanation: Mob programming is an approach where the entire team works on the same thing at the same time in the same space and at the same computer. This is in contrast to pair programming, where just two individuals work together at one workstation. Question 70. What is the primary goal of the Inspect and Adapt workshop in the Scaled Agile Framework SAFe? A, to review and adjust the financial budget of the Agile release train. B, to reflect on the past program increment and identify ways to improve. C, to inspect and adapt the team's Agile tools and environments. D, to conduct a performance review of the Agile team members. Correct answer: B, to reflect on the past program increment and identify ways to improve. Explanation: the Inspect and Adapt workshop in SAFe is a significant event at the end of each program increment where the entire Agile release train reflects on the last increment and identifies improvements that can be applied to the next one. It's a critical part of the continuous improvement process in SAFe. Question 71. Your Agile team is midway through a sprint when a key stakeholder requests a significant change that would affect the sprint goal. As a Scrum Master, how should you address this request? A, immediately incorporate the change into the current sprint without consulting the team. B, inform the stakeholder that changes cannot be made until the next sprint planning meeting. C, discuss the request with the team and product owner to assess its impact and decide how to proceed. D, advise the stakeholder to wait until the product is delivered and then make the change in a future update. Correct answer. C. Discuss the request with the team and product owner to assess its impact and decide how to proceed. Explanation. Agile emphasizes flexibility and customer collaboration, but also respects the team's current commitments. Discussing the request with the product owner and team allows for a collaborative decision on whether the change can be accommodated within the current sprint or should be planned for a future sprint, balancing the need for agility with the team's capacity and sprint goals. Question 72. During a sprint review, a team member realizes that the feature they've been working on doesn't meet one of the acceptance criteria listed by the product owner. What is the best course of action? A. Ignore the missed criterion as it's probably not critical. B. Ask the product owner to remove the criterion since the feature is already developed. C. Work overtime to meet the criterion before the sprint ends. D. Discuss the discrepancy with the team and product owner to find a suitable solution. Correct answer. D. Discuss the discrepancy with the team and product owner to find a suitable solution. Explanation. Agile encourages open communication and collaboration. If a feature doesn't meet the acceptance criteria, it should be discussed openly with the team and product owner to understand the implications and agree on the next steps, whether it means adjusting the feature, updating the criteria, or carrying the work into the next sprint. Question 73. A team is consistently failing to complete all the user stories they commit to in a sprint. As a Scrum Master, what would be an appropriate action to take? They insist that the team work longer hours to complete all committed stories. B. Analyze the sprint planning and execution process to identify and address any inefficiencies. C. Reduce the story points for each user story to ensure they fit within the sprint. D. Allocate additional team members to the current team to increase productivity. Correct answer. B. Analyze the sprint planning and execution process to identify and address any inefficiencies. Explanation. The role of a Scrum Master includes helping the team to become more efficient and self-organizing. Analyzing the planning and execution process can uncover issues such as overcommitment, underestimation, or impediments that hinder progress. Addressing these issues collaboratively can improve the team's ability to meet its commitments. Question 74. During the daily stand-up, a team member mentions they are blocked by an issue that is outside of their control. What should the Scrum Master do? A. Suggests skipping the issue and moving on to another task. B. Offer to take over the task themselves. C. Identify and work to remove the impediment as soon as possible. D. Advise the team member to resolve the issue without external assistance to promote learning. Correct answer. C. Identify and work to remove the impediment as soon as possible. Explanation. One of the Scrum Master's key responsibilities is to remove impediments that hinder the team's progress. By addressing the blockage, the Scrum Master facilitates smoother workflow and helps the team maintain momentum during the sprint. Question 75. A team member is consistently not completing their committed tasks during the sprint, which is impacting the team's velocity. How should the team approach this situation? A. The team should ignore the issue to avoid conflict. B. The Scrum Master should assign fewer tasks to this team member. C. The team should discuss the issue in the retrospective to find supportive solutions. D. The team member should be removed from the team. Correct answer. C. The team should discuss the issue in the retrospective to find supportive solutions. Explanation. Agile promotes a collaborative and supportive environment. Discussing the issue in the retrospective allows the team to understand the challenges faced by the team member and work together to find strategies to improve, such as offering support, training, or adjusting workloads. Question 76. The product owner receives feedback that a recently released feature does not meet the client's expectations, even though it met the defined acceptance criteria. What should be the next step? A. Ignore the feedback since the acceptance criteria were met. B. Blame the client for not providing clear requirements. C. Review the feedback with the team and product owner to understand the discrepancy and plan improvements. D. Immediately revert the feature and start from scratch. Correct answer. C. Review the feedback with the team and product owner to understand the discrepancy and plan improvements. Explanation. Agile focuses on customer collaboration and responding to change. Reviewing the feedback helps the team understand where the product did not meet expectations and allows for planning improvements or changes to better align with client needs. Question 77. During a sprint, a team member proposes an innovative solution that could significantly enhance the project but requires additional time and resources. How should the team proceed? Immediately implement the solution without discussing its implications. B. Reject the idea to stay on track with the original plan. C. Discuss the proposal's potential impact and feasibility with the team and product owner. D. Put the idea on hold until the project has extra resources. Correct answer. C. Discuss the proposal's potential impact and feasibility with the team and product owner. Explanation. Agile encourages innovation and adaptability. Discussing the idea allows the team and product owner to evaluate its benefits, costs, and impacts on the current plan, enabling a collaborative decision on whether and how to integrate the solution. Question 78. A team member suggests a new tool that could improve productivity, but its implementation would disrupt the current sprint. What should the Scrum Master do? Dismiss the suggestion to avoid disruption. C. Implement the tool immediately to gain its benefits. C. Schedule a team discussion to evaluate the tool's potential impact and decide on its adoption. D. Decide independently whether the tool should be adopted. Correct answer. C. Schedule a team discussion to evaluate the tool's potential impact and decide on its adoption. Explanation. Introducing new tools should be a team decision, especially when it could impact ongoing work. Evaluating the tool's benefits and potential disruptions together allows the team to make an informed choice that balances immediate productivity with long-term gains. Question 79. A key stakeholder expresses dissatisfaction with the current sprint's progress and suggests several changes. How should the product owner respond? A. Ignore the stakeholder's feedback to maintain the team's focus. B. Accept all changes immediately to satisfy the stakeholder. C. Arrange a meeting with the stakeholder to understand their concerns and discuss possible solutions. D. Instruct the team to halt current work and implement the stakeholder's changes. Correct answer. C. Arrange a meeting with the stakeholder to understand their concerns and discuss possible solutions. Explanation. Engaging with stakeholders to understand their concerns is crucial in Agile. The product owner should facilitate a discussion to clarify the stakeholders' feedback and collaborate on finding a balanced approach that addresses their needs without disrupting the team's work unnecessarily. Question 80. The development team is consistently not meeting sprint goals and morale is low. What should be the first step in addressing this issue? A. Increase the pressure on the team to meet the sprint goals. B. Organize a team building event to boost morale. C. Conduct a thorough review of the sprint planning and execution process to identify underlying issues. D. Lower the sprint goals to ensure they are met in the future. Correct answer: C. Conduct a thorough review of the sprint planning and execution process to identify underlying issues. Explanation: understanding the root causes of missed sprint goals is essential for improvement. By reviewing and analyzing the planning and execution process, the team can identify inefficiencies, unrealistic planning, or external impediments, enabling them to implement targeted strategies to improve performance and morale. Question 81. Your Agile team is working on a new feature when a critical bug is reported in a feature released in the previous sprint. How should the team handle this situation? They continue working on the new feature and plan to address the bug in a future sprint. B. Stop the current sprint, fix the bug, and then resume the sprint. C. Evaluate the bug's impact and, in consultation with the product owner, decide whether to address it immediately or schedule it for later. C. Assign a separate team to work on the bug so the current sprint work isn't interrupted. Correct answer: C. Evaluate the bug's impact and, in consultation with the product owner, decide whether to address it immediately or schedule it for later. Explanation: Agile emphasizes prioritization based on value and impact. The team, along with the product owner, should assess the severity of the bug and its impact on users to determine if it warrants immediate action or can be scheduled for a later sprint, ensuring they continue to deliver value efficiently. Question 82. During a sprint, the team realizes that a user story is much larger and more complex than initially estimated. What should be the team's approach? A. Continue working on the story as planned, even if it means not completing it within the sprint. B. Break down the story into smaller, more manageable parts and reprioritize with the product owner. C. Request additional resources to complete the story within the sprint. D. Shift focus to other stories and return to the complex story in a future sprint. Correct answer: B. Break down the story into smaller, more manageable parts and reprioritize with the product owner. Explanation: when a user story turns out to be larger than expected, it's important to break it down into smaller, manageable pieces. This allows for better estimation and prioritization, ensuring the team remains adaptable and focused on delivering value. Question 83. The product owner and development team have differing opinions on the priority of upcoming features. How should this conflict be resolved in an agile environment? A. The Scrum Master should make the final decision on the priorities. B. The development team's opinion should take precedence since they are doing the work. C. Engage in a collaborative discussion to understand each perspective and reach a consensus based on value and impact. D. Prioritize based on the opinion of the most senior team member. Correct answer: C. Engage in a collaborative discussion to understand each perspective and reach a consensus based on value and impact. Explanation: Agile emphasizes collaboration and shared decision making. A productive discussion between the product owner and the development team can lead to a deeper understanding of the value and impact of each feature, facilitating a consensus on prioritization that aligns with the project's goals and user needs. Question 84. A team member proposes an innovative approach to a recurring problem, but it would require a significant shift in the team's current workflow. What steps should the team take to evaluate this proposal? A. Implement the change immediately to see if it works. B. Ignore the proposal to maintain the current workflow stability. C. Experiment with the proposed approach in a controlled manner and evaluate its effectiveness before fully adopting it. P, vote on the proposal, and if the majority approves, make the change. Correct answer. C, experiment with the proposed approach in a controlled manner and evaluate its effectiveness before fully adopting it. Explanation. Agile encourages experimentation and learning. By trying out the new approach on a small scale, the team can assess its impact and effectiveness without fully committing to it. This allows for informed decision making based on actual results rather than assumptions or majority rule. Question 85. During a retrospective, it's clear that team communication has been a significant issue leading to misunderstandings and rework. What action should the team take to address this? A, implement a more rigid communication protocol to ensure accuracy. B, schedule additional meetings to increase communication opportunities. C, identify specific communication breakdowns and collaboratively develop strategies to improve clarity and understanding. D, assign a team member to oversee and manage all team communications. Correct answer. C, identify specific communication breakdowns and collaboratively develop strategies to improve clarity and understanding. Explanation. Agile teams thrive on effective communication. By identifying where and how communication breakdowns occur, the team can develop targeted strategies to enhance clarity, such as adjusting the tools, methods, or frequency of communication, fostering a more collaborative and efficient environment. Question 86. A team member frequently proposes new ideas that, while innovative, often lead to scope creep. How should the team handle this situation? A, discourage the team member from sharing new ideas. B, evaluate the ideas against the project's goals and current priorities, involving the product owner in the decision-making process. C, automatically include all the ideas into the project backlog. D, only consider ideas that can be implemented within the current sprint. Correct answer. B, evaluate the ideas against the project's goals and current priorities, involving the product owner in the decision-making process. Explanation. Innovation is valuable, but it needs to be balanced with the project's scope and goals. By evaluating new ideas against these criteria, the team can decide which ideas offer value and align with the project's direction, ensuring that innovation enhances rather than detracts from the project's success. Question 87. The team notices that the quality of the product has been decreasing, with more defects being identified in each sprint. What should be the team's approach to address this trend? A, increase the length of each sprint to allow more time for quality assurance. B, focus on implementing more automated testing and continuous integration practices to identify and resolve issues early. C, assign more team members to the testing phase of the sprint. D, reduce the number of features developed in each sprint to focus on quality. Correct answer. B, focus on implementing more automated testing and continuous integration practices to identify and resolve issues early. Explanation. Agile emphasizes continuous improvement and early detection of issues. By enhancing automated testing and integration practices, the team can identify and address defects early in the development process, improving the overall quality without necessarily reducing the scope or extending timelines. Question 88. A team is working on a high priority project with tight deadlines. Halfway through, they realize the technology stack they've chosen is causing delays. What should be the team's next step? To continue with the current technology stack to avoid further delays associated with switching technologies. B, immediately switch to a more familiar technology stack, even if it means reworking what has already been completed. C. Conduct a quick feasibility study to understand the impact of switching to a different technology stack versus continuing with the current one. D. Ask the product owner to extend the deadlines to accommodate the delays caused by the technology stack. Correct answer. C. Conduct a quick feasibility study to understand the impact of switching to a different technology stack versus continuing with the current one. Explanation. Making an informed decision is crucial in such situations. By assessing the potential impacts of both continuing with the current stack and switching to a new one, the team can determine the best course of action that balances time, cost, and quality, ensuring they deliver value efficiently. Question 89. During a sprint, a team member suggests a new tool that could improve the team's productivity. However, there's a learning curve associated with it. How should the team decide whether to adopt the new tool? I'll let the team member who suggested the tool decide whether to adopt it. B. Conduct a cost benefit analysis to evaluate the potential productivity gain against the time loss due to the learning curve. C. Adopt the tool immediately to gain long term benefits. D. Put off the decision until the team has more time to consider new tools. Correct answer. B. Conduct a cost benefit analysis to evaluate the potential productivity gain against the time lost due to the learning curve. Explanation. Adopting new tools should be a strategic decision. By analyzing the potential benefits against the costs, including the time required to learn the new tool, the team can make an informed choice that considers both the immediate impact on the project and long term productivity gains. Question 90. The development team is consistently delivering high quality work, but the stakeholders are not satisfied with the product's direction. How should the product owner address this discrepancy? A. Instruct the team to work harder to meet stakeholder expectations. B. Facilitate a meeting between the stakeholders and the development team to clarify expectations and align on the product vision. C. Change the product direction without consulting the team to quickly align with stakeholder expectations. D. Ignore stakeholder dissatisfaction and continue with the planned product direction. Correct answer. B. Facilitate a meeting between the stakeholders and the development team to clarify expectations and align on the product vision. Explanation. Clear communication and alignment between stakeholders and the development team are crucial for a project's success. By facilitating a discussion to clarify and align on the product vision and expectations, the product owner can ensure that the team's efforts are directed towards delivering a product that meets stakeholder needs and expectations. Question 91. A team member is consistently contributing innovative ideas that have significantly improved the project. However, these contributions often result in scope creep. How should the product owner manage this situation? A. Encourage the team member to stop proposing new ideas. B. Recognize the team members' contributions but work with them to ensure ideas are aligned with the project's scope and objectives. C. Automatically reject any new ideas from the team member to prevent scope creep. D. Incorporate all the team members' ideas to foster innovation, regardless of the impact on the project scope. Correct answer. B. Recognize the team members' contributions, but work with them to ensure ideas are aligned with the project's scope and objectives. Explanation. While innovation is valuable, it's important to align new ideas with the project's scope and objectives. The product owner should acknowledge the team members' contributions and collaborate with them to refine and align their ideas with the project's goals, ensuring innovation enhances rather than detracts from the project's success. Question 92. During a sprint, the team encounters an unforeseen technical challenge that significantly impacts their ability to deliver the committed work. What should the Scrum Master do? He advised the team to work overtime to meet the sprint commitments. He facilitated a meeting with the team to reassess the situation, adjust the sprint plan if necessary, and communicate any changes to stakeholders. C. Ignore the challenge and push the team to complete the work as planned. D. Immediately add more team members to the sprint to address the challenge. Correct answer. B. Facilitate a meeting with the team to reassess the situation, adjust the sprint plan if necessary, and communicate any changes to stakeholders. Explanation. Agile emphasizes flexibility and adaptability. When unforeseen challenges arise, the Scrum Master should facilitate a discussion to reassess the sprint plan, allowing the team to adjust their commitments if necessary and ensuring transparent communication with stakeholders about the impact on the sprint's deliverables. Question 93. A stakeholder is pushing for a feature that is not aligned with the current product vision and has limited value to the end user. How should the product owner respond? They accept the feature to maintain a good relationship with the stakeholder. B. Firmly reject the stakeholder's request without further discussion. C. Engage in a dialogue with the stakeholder to understand their perspective and explain the product vision and priorities. D. Delegate the decision to the development team. Correct answer. C. Engage in a dialogue with the stakeholder to understand their perspective and explain the product vision and priorities. Explanation. Effective stakeholder management involves open communication and collaboration. The product owner should discuss the request with the stakeholder to understand their needs and expectations while explaining the product vision and how the proposed feature aligns or doesn't align with the project's goals, ensuring decisions are made based on delivering value to the end user. Question 94. The team is working on a project with a fixed deadline. As the deadline approaches, it becomes clear that not all features will be completed in time. What should the team do? They reduce the quality of the work to complete all features on time. B. Work overtime to ensure all features are completed by the deadline. C. Prioritize remaining features based on value and complete as much as possible before the deadline. D. Request an extension of the deadline to complete all features. Correct answer. C. Prioritize remaining features based on value and complete as much as possible before the deadline. Explanation. Agile emphasizes delivering the most valuable work within the constraints of time and resources. When facing a fixed deadline, the team should prioritize and focus on completing the features that deliver the most value, ensuring that the key benefits of the project are realized even if not all features are completed. Question 95. During a sprint, a critical external dependency delays the team's progress. The Scrum Master is unable to remove this impediment. What should be the next step? Cancel the sprint and plan a new one once the dependency is resolved. B. Continue the sprint and accept that the goals may not be met. C. Escalate the issue to higher management to seek their intervention. D. Shift the team's focus to work that can be completed without the dependency. Correct answer. D. Shift the team's focus to work that can be completed without the dependency. Explanation. Agile teams should be adaptable and make the best use of their time. If an external dependency is blocking progress, the team should focus on other valuable work that can be completed in the meantime, maximizing productivity and ensuring continuous progress. Question 96. A team has noticed that their sprint retrospectives have become routine and less productive. Team members are disengaged and actionable insights are scarce. What innovative approach could the Scrum Master use to revitalize the retrospectives? A cancel the retrospectives until the team feels they are necessary again. He introduced a new retrospective format, such as lean coffee or a speedboat, to encourage participation and generate fresh insights. C. Make attendance optional to avoid forcing disinterested team members to participate. D. Focus the entire retrospective on discussing why retrospectives are unproductive without seeking solutions. Correct answer. B. Introduce a new retrospective format, such as lean coffee or speedboat, to encourage participation and generate fresh insights. Explanation. Changing the format or introducing new retrospective techniques can re engage team members by breaking the monotony and encouraging fresh perspectives. This can lead to more productive discussions and actionable outcomes. Question 97. During a complex project, a team member identifies a significant risk that could jeopardize the project's success. The risk was not previously identified in the risk management plan. What is the first action the team should take? A. Proceed with the project as planned while monitoring the potential risk. B. Document the risk, assess its impact and likelihood, and develop a mitigation strategy. C. Immediately escalate the risk to senior management without further analysis. D. Allocate all available resources to eliminate the risk, regardless of its impact on project timelines. Correct answer. B. Document the risk, assess its impact and likelihood, and develop a mitigation strategy. Explanation. Agile teams must be adaptive and responsive to new risks. Documenting, assessing, and planning a response to the newly identified risk ensures that the team can make informed decisions and take proactive steps to mitigate potential negative impacts. Question 98. A team is working on an agile project with a fixed deadline and budget, but the scope is flexible. The product owner realizes that the desired scope is too ambitious to be completed within the constraints. How should the product owner proceed? Extend the deadline and increase the budget to accommodate the full scope. B. Work with stakeholders to prioritize the backlog, focusing on delivering maximum value within the constraints. C. Reduce the quality of the work to meet the scope within the given time and budget. D. Inform the stakeholders that the project is not feasible and recommend its termination. Correct answer. B. Work with stakeholders to prioritize the backlog, focusing on delivering maximum value within the constraints. Explanation. When working with fixed deadlines and budgets, Agile emphasizes flexibility in scope. Collaborating with stakeholders to prioritize features allows the team to focus on delivering the most valuable aspects of the product within the existing constraints. Question 99. The development team has been using the same set of metrics to measure their performance for several sprints. Although these metrics show consistent improvement, the team feels they are not capturing the true quality of their work. What should the team consider to gain a better understanding of their performance? Discontinue using metrics as they can be misleading and demotivating. B. Add new metrics that focus on aspects of quality, such as customer satisfaction or defect rates, to provide a more comprehensive view. C. Use only velocity as a measure of performance, as it is the most straightforward metric. E. Benchmark their metrics against another team to determine if their improvements are significant. Correct answer. B. Add new metrics that focus on aspects of quality, such as customer satisfaction or defect rates, to provide a more comprehensive view. Explanation. To gain a holistic understanding of performance, teams should use a variety of metrics that capture different dimensions of their work, including quality, customer satisfaction, and technical excellence, in addition to productivity. Question 100. During a sprint, a critical external dependency delays the team's progress, and it becomes clear the sprint goal cannot be met. What should the team do next? They continue working on the current sprint backlog items without addressing the delay. B. Cancel the sprint, reassess the situation with stakeholders, and plan a new sprint. C. Shift focus to work on items that do not depend on the external dependency. D. Extend the sprint duration to accommodate the delay. Correct answer: B. Cancel the sprint, reassess the situation with stakeholders, and plan a new sprint. Explanation: when a critical issue prevents the team from achieving the sprint goal, it may be necessary to cancel the sprint, especially if the goal is no longer attainable. This allows the team to reassess priorities, adjust plans with stakeholders, and refocus efforts in a new sprint. Question 101. A product owner realizes that a high priority feature might not provide the expected value based on new market research. However, the development team is close to completing this feature. What is the most appropriate course of action? They continue to complete the feature since it is nearly done. A. Stop the work on the feature immediately and reprioritize the backlog based on the new information. C. Complete the feature and release it to gather direct user feedback before making further decisions. D. Pause the current work and conduct a quick review to confirm the feature's potential value. Correct answer: B. Stop the work on the feature immediately and reprioritize the backlog based on the new information. Explanation: Agile emphasizes adaptability and the importance of delivering value. If new information suggests that a feature will not deliver the expected value, it is appropriate to stop work on it, even if it is near completion, and reallocate efforts to more valuable work. Question 102. In a complex project environment, a team member identifies a potential risk that could have a cascading effect on multiple aspects of the project. What should be the team's immediate response? A. Monitor the risk without taking any immediate action. B. Document the risk, assess its potential impact and likelihood, and develop a comprehensive response strategy. C. Isolate the risk to prevent it from affecting other areas of the project. D. Transfer the risk to an external vendor to mitigate its impact on the team. Correct answer: B. Document the risk, assess its potential impact and likelihood, and develop a comprehensive response strategy. Explanation: in complex environments, understanding and addressing interdependent risks is crucial. The team should document and assess the risk to develop an informed strategy that addresses its potential impacts across the project. Question 103. A team member proposes a new approach that could significantly improve the project's outcome, but would require a departure from the established processes. How should the team evaluate this proposal? They reject the proposal to maintain consistency with established processes. B. Experiment with the new approach in a controlled environment to assess its efficacy before full-scale implementation. C. Implement the new approach immediately to realize potential benefits as soon as possible. D. Wait until the end of the project to consider the new approach for future projects. Correct answer: B. Experiment with the new approach in a controlled environment to assess its efficacy before full-scale implementation. Explanation: Agile encourages innovation and experimentation. By testing the new approach in a controlled setting, the team can evaluate its benefits and risks before deciding on a broader implementation, ensuring that changes lead to genuine improvements. Question 104. A team's velocity has been fluctuating significantly over the past several sprints, leading to unpredictability in planning. What strategy should the team adopt to stabilize their velocity? They set a fixed velocity target for each sprint and ensure it is met regardless of the actual work completed. B. Review past sprints to identify factors contributing to velocity fluctuations and address them in future planning. C. Increase the sprint duration to provide more time for completing work, thereby stabilizing velocity. D. Use the highest recorded velocity as the baseline for future sprint planning to ensure all work is completed. Correct answer: B. Review past sprints to identify factors contributing to velocity fluctuations and address them in future planning. Explanation: understanding the reasons behind velocity fluctuations is key to achieving more consistent sprint planning. By analyzing past sprints, the team can identify and address the root causes, leading to more predictable and stable velocity. Question 105. The product owner receives feedback that the latest release, although functionally correct, does not meet the end user's usability expectations. What should be the product owner's immediate action? A. Instruct the team to ignore the feedback since the functionality is as planned. B. Gather more detailed feedback on usability issues and work with the team to prioritize these enhancements in the backlog. C. Plan a complete redesign of the user interface in the next sprint. P. Conduct usability testing only after all planned features are released. Correct answer: B. Gather more detailed feedback on usability issues and work with the team to prioritize these enhancements in the backlog. Explanation: addressing usability is crucial for product success. Gathering detailed feedback allows the product owner and the team to understand specific user concerns and prioritize improvements, ensuring that the product meets both functional and user experience expectations. Question 106. During a sprint, a team member suggests a significant change to the project's architecture to improve future scalability. However, this change would require additional time and resources without immediate benefits. How should the team approach this suggestion? Implement the change immediately to benefit from future scalability. B. Postpone all architectural changes until the project scope is fully delivered. C. Evaluate the long-term benefits versus the immediate cost and impact on the current sprint's commitments. D. Allow the team member to make the change independently without impacting the team's current workload. Correct answer: C. Evaluate the long-term benefits versus the immediate costs and impact on the current sprint's commitments. Explanation: balancing short-term objectives with long-term benefits is crucial in Agile. The team should assess the proposed architectural changes' long-term advantages against the immediate costs and its impact on current commitments to make an informed decision. Question 107. A development team notices that their codebase is becoming increasingly complex and difficult to maintain. What proactive step should the team take to address this issue? Will delay any refactoring until the next major release to avoid impacting current development. B. Integrate regular refactoring into the development process to improve code maintainability and reduce complexity. C. Outsource code maintenance to focus on new feature development. D. Wait for a decrease in feature development pace to address code complexity. Correct answer: B. Integrate regular refactoring into the development process to improve code maintainability and reduce complexity. Explanation: regular refactoring is essential for maintaining a clean, efficient codebase. Integrating refactoring into the regular development cycle helps prevent the accumulation of technical debt ensuring the code remains maintainable and adaptable. Question 108. A team is developing a new feature when they discover an opportunity to implement a new technology that could enhance performance. However, the technology is unproven and could introduce risks. What should the team do? A. Avoid the new technology and stick with the proven methods to minimize risk. B. Adopt the new technology immediately to gain a competitive edge. C. Conduct a spike to explore the new technology's potential benefits and risks before deciding on its adoption. D. Let individual team members decide whether to use the new technology in their work. Correct answer. C. Conduct a spike to explore the new technology's potential benefits and risks before deciding on its adoption. Explanation. Conducting a spike allows the team to assess the new technology's viability and understand its implications without fully committing to it. This informed approach helps balance innovation with risk management. Question 109. After several sprints, a team realizes that the majority of their work has been focused on new features while accumulating a significant amount of technical debt. What strategy should the team adopt to address this issue? A. Continue focusing on new features to satisfy stakeholder demands, addressing technical debt only if it becomes critical. B. Dedicate an entire sprint exclusively to reducing technical debt before returning to feature development. C. Integrate tasks for addressing technical debt into regular sprints alongside new feature development. D. Request additional resources to work on technical debt while the current team focuses on features. Correct answer. C. Integrate tasks for addressing technical debt into regular sprints alongside new feature development. Explanation. Balancing new feature development with technical debt reduction is crucial. By integrating technical debt tasks into regular sprints, the team ensures ongoing improvement of the code base while continuing to deliver new value to stakeholders. Question 110. During a sprint review, it becomes evident that the team has deviated significantly from the original user story acceptance criteria, resulting in a product increment that does not meet the stakeholders' expectations. What should be the team's immediate next step? A. Proceed to the next sprint as planned and address the discrepancy in a future sprint. B. Work overtime to align the product increment with the original acceptance criteria before the next sprint. C. Collaborate with the product owner and stakeholders to understand the gaps and reprioritize the work for the next sprint. D. Ask the stakeholders to adjust their expectations to match the delivered product increment. Correct answer. C. Collaborate with the product owner and stakeholders to understand the gaps and reprioritize the work for the next sprint. Explanation. When there's a significant deviation from the acceptance criteria, it's crucial to collaborate with stakeholders to understand their concerns and realign the team's efforts. Reprioritizing work for the next sprint ensures that the team focuses on delivering value that meets stakeholder expectations. Question 111. A team member has identified a more efficient workflow that could potentially reduce the time required for completing certain tasks. However, implementing this new workflow would disrupt the current sprint's progress. How should the team approach this suggestion? Implement the new workflow immediately to gain its benefits as soon as possible. He discussed the new workflow in the next retrospective to determine if it should be adopted in future sprints. C. Ignore the suggestion to maintain the sprint's momentum. D. Trial the new workflow with a subset of the team to assess its impact before full implementation. Correct answer. B. Discuss the new workflow in the next retrospective to determine if it should be adopted in future sprints. Explanation: introducing significant workflow changes during a sprint can disrupt the team's focus and progress. Discussing the suggestion in the retrospective allows the team to evaluate its potential benefits and plan its implementation in a way that minimizes disruption. Question 112. The team is consistently falling short of their sprint commitments, leading to frustration and decreased morale. Retrospective discussions have identified unrealistic sprint planning as a key issue. What should the team do to improve their sprint planning process? Increase the duration of sprints to allow more time for task completion. Involve the whole team in a more collaborative and realistic sprint planning process. Reduce the team's workload by eliminating less critical tasks. Request additional team members to increase the workforce. Correct answer: B. Involve the whole team in a more collaborative and realistic sprint planning process. Explanation: engaging the entire team in sprint planning ensures that task estimations and commitments are realistic and achievable. This collaborative approach helps set attainable goals, improving team morale and the likelihood of meeting sprint commitments. Question 113. A product owner wants to introduce a new feature that aligns with the long-term vision of the product but is not a priority for the current market. The development team is concerned that this might divert focus from more immediate user needs. How should this conflict be resolved? Prioritize the new feature to align with the product's long-term vision. Focus solely on immediate user needs, ignoring the product owner's suggestion. Facilitate a discussion between the product owner and the development team to find a balance between immediate needs and long-term goals. Let the stakeholders decide which direction to take. Correct answer: facilitate a discussion between the product owner and the development team to find a balance between immediate needs and long-term goals. Explanation: balancing immediate market needs with the product's long-term vision is crucial. A discussion between the product owner and the development team can lead to a strategic plan that addresses current user needs while also taking steps toward future goals. Question 114. In the middle of a sprint, a team member discovers a new tool that could significantly improve their workflow. However, learning and integrating the tool would disrupt the current sprint's objectives. What should the team do? Halt the sprint to accommodate the learning and integration of the new tool. Continue with the sprint as planned and consider the tool in future planning. Allocate a small portion of the team's time to start learning the tool without fully integrating it yet. Ignore the new tool to avoid any disruptions to the current sprint. Correct answer: continue with the sprint as planned and consider the tool in future planning. Explanation: while new tools can be beneficial, introducing them in the middle of a sprint can disrupt progress. The team should continue with the current sprint objectives and evaluate the tool for future sprints, ensuring a planned and smooth integration. Question 115. A team is working on a project with fixed scope, budget, and timeline constraints. Halfway through, they realize that the chosen technology stack is not well suited for the project requirements. What should the team do? Continue with the chosen technology to avoid rework and additional costs. Reassess the technology stack, considering the constraints and potential impact on the project. Switch to a more suitable technology stack immediately to ensure project success, even if it means exceeding constraints. Reduce the project scope to fit the limitations of the current technology stack. Correct answer: reassess the technology stack, considering the constraints and potential impact on the project. Explanation: Discovering that the technology stack is ill-suited requires a careful reassessment. The team should consider the implications of continuing, switching, or adjusting the project to ensure the best outcome within the given constraints. Question 116. During the final stages of a sprint, a critical bug is discovered that affects the usability of the product. However, fixing the bug would mean missing the sprint deadline. How should the team proceed? We focus on meeting the sprint deadline, leaving the bug fix for the next sprint. B. Extend the sprint duration to fix the bug and maintain product usability. C. Discuss the situation with the product owner to decide on the best course of action. D. Release the product with the bug and address it through a patch later. Correct answer. C. Discuss the situation with the product owner to decide on the best course of action. Explanation. The discovery of a critical bug requires a discussion with the product owner to determine its impact and decide on priorities. Balancing the importance of meeting sprint deadlines with delivering a usable product is crucial for making an informed decision. Question 117. A team member proposes a new feature that could potentially create a new revenue stream for the product. However, this feature was not part of the original roadmap and would require a significant shift in the team's current focus. How should the team evaluate this proposal? They immediately prioritize the new feature based on its potential revenue impact. B. Reject the feature proposal to stay aligned with the original roadmap. C. Assess the feature's alignment with the product vision, potential ROI, and impact on current commitments before making a decision. D. Put the feature on hold until the current roadmap is completed. Correct answer. C. Assess the feature's alignment with the product vision, potential ROI, and impact on current commitments before making a decision. Explanation. Evaluating a new feature proposal requires a balanced assessment of its potential benefits, alignment with the overall product vision, and implications for ongoing work. This strategic approach ensures that decisions are made in the best interest of the product's long-term success. Question 118. During a sprint, a team realizes that a completed feature does not integrate well with the existing system, leading to performance issues. What should be the team's immediate response? Continue to the next feature and address the integration issue in a future sprint. B. Roll back the feature implementation to avoid performance degradation. C. Pause current work to address the integration issue and ensure system stability. D. Wait for user feedback on the performance issues before taking any action. Correct answer. C. Pause current work to address the integration issue and ensure system stability. Explanation. System stability and performance are critical. When an integration issue is identified, it's important to address it promptly, even if it means pausing other work. Ensuring that new features integrate smoothly with the existing system maintains the quality and reliability of the product. Question 119. The team has identified an opportunity to automate a recurring manual process, potentially saving significant time and reducing errors. However, the automation effort itself is substantial and was not accounted for in the initial plan. How should the team approach this? They proceed with automation immediately to realize long-term benefits. B. Maintain the status quo to avoid impacting the current plan. C. Evaluate the automation's long-term benefits against the effort required and its impact on the current plan. D. Delegate the automation task to an external party to avoid disrupting the team's workflow. Correct answer. C. Evaluate the automation's long-term benefits against the effort required and its impact on the current plan. Explanation. When considering process automation, it's important to assess both the immediate costs and the long-term benefits. Evaluating the trade-offs between the investment in automation and the potential time savings and error reduction can help the team make an informed decision that aligns with their objectives and constraints. Question 120. The team is working on a feature that is more complex than initially anticipated. Despite their efforts, progress is slow, and the team is at risk of not meeting the sprint goal. The product owner suggests reducing the feature's scope to meet the deadline. However, the team is concerned that this will compromise the feature's value. How should the team proceed? They insist on completing the full scope, even if it means missing the sprint deadline. B. Accept the product owner's suggestion to reduce the scope and meet the deadline. C. Collaborate with the product owner to find a balance between reducing the scope and maintaining the feature's value, ensuring stakeholder needs are met. D. Skip the feature and move on to less complex tasks to ensure some progress is made during the sprint. Correct answer. C. Collaborate with the product owner to find a balance between reducing the scope and maintaining the feature's value, ensuring stakeholder needs are met. Explanation. In situations where complexity jeopardizes sprint goals, it's crucial for the team and the product owner to work together to reassess the feature's scope. Finding a middle ground that allows for timely delivery while preserving essential value is key to agile success and stakeholder satisfaction. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more exam tips and practice questions.